Welcome to Aptitude for Placements, and my name is Ranjit. I have conducted this aptitude training program at various engineering colleges all over India, and every year thousands of students get placed by attending this aptitude training program. Here you will find all the questions that are commonly encountered in most of the aptitude tests. These are the questions that keep on repeating in many of these tests. So just familiarize yourself with all these questions and you will have a clear advantage when you attempt your actual placement test. Let's start. Find the number of possible palindromes that can be formed using the these alphabets. Now, a palindrome is a word that you read from the left or from the right, the spelling will be the same. A typical example is madam, M-A-D-A-M. That is, you read from the left, it is M-A-D-A-M. From the right also, it is M-A-D-A-M. Such words are called palindromes. Now here two T's are there, two Y's are there, and two H's are there. And how many palindromes are possible? Now when you form a palindrome, there will be a middle line, and altogether 6 alphabets are there. Now there will be 3 alphabets on this side of the line and 3 alphabets on the other side of the line. Now 2 T's are there. So one T has to be on this side of the line. So I can place one T here. Then compulsorily the other T should be placed here. Then 2 Y's are there. So one Y has to be on this side of the line and the other Y should be on the other side of the line. 2 H's are there. One H here and the other H on the other side of the line. So you can see that this is a palindrome. Whether you read from the left or from the right, the spelling will be the same. It is T-Y-H, H-Y-T. T-Y-H, H-Y-T. So you can see that this is a palindrome. So like this, how many such palindromes can be formed? Now on this side of the line, you have these 3 blanks. And these 3 blanks can be filled in any order using T, Y and H. And if you fill them in any particular order, then the same order should be followed for these blanks from this side. So for each arrangement of T, Y and H in these 3 spaces, you will have a palindrome. So in how many ways can you arrange these 3 alphabets in these 3 places? So 3 alphabets are there. They can be interchanged among themselves in 3 factorial ways, that is in 6 ways. Hence altogether 6 palindromes are possible. Hence option C, 6. Find the number of possible palindromes that can be formed using these alphabets. Now a palindrome is a word whether you read from the left or from the right, the spelling will be the same. A typical example is madam. Whether you read from the left or from the right, the spelling will be the same, M-A-D-A-M. From the right, it will be M-A-D-A-M. Now, here you have 2 L's are there, 2 Y's are there, 2 M's are there, and 2 T's are also there. Using these 8 alphabets, how many palindromes can be formed? Now when you form a palindrome, there will be a middle line. Now altogether 8 alphabets are there. So there will be 4 spaces on this side of the line and 4 spaces on the other side of the line. 2 L's are there. So one L has to be on this side of the line. So I can place one L here. Then the other L compulsorily has to be placed here. 2 Y's are there. So one Y, if I place it here, then the other Y should be here. 2 M's are there. One M has to be here. Then the other M will be here. 2 T's are there. One T is here. Then the other T will be on the other side of the line. Now here you have 4 spaces and here also you have 4 spaces. Now these 4 alphabets can be filled in any order in these 4 spaces. And once you fill these 4 spaces with these alphabets, then these spaces will be automatically determined in the same order when it is read from the right. Then it will become a palindrome. So in how many ways can you fill these 4 alphabets in these 4 spaces? That many palindromes are possible. So 4 alphabets are there. They can be interchanged among themselves in 4 factorial ways. So 4 factorial is 24. So altogether 24 palindromes are possible. Option D. Find the number of possible palindromes that can be formed using these alphabets. Now a palindrome is a word whether you read from the left or from the right, the spelling will be the same. Now here 2 T's are there, 2 Y's are there, 2 H's are there, and only 1 G is there. Now only 1 G is there, or generally you have an odd number of G's. Now when you have an odd number of a particular alphabet, that alphabet should be in the middle. Here only 1 G is there, you have an odd number of G's, so G should be in the middle, and the middle line should pass through this middle alphabet, that is G. Remaining 6 alphabets are there. So there will be 3 spaces here on this side of the line and 3 spaces here on the other side of the line. Now 2 T's are there. So 1 T will be here and the other T has to be here. 1 Y will be on this side of the line. So 1 Y can be kept here. Then compulsorily the other Y should be kept here. 2 H's are there. 1 H, if you fill it here, then the other H has to be here. Now these 3 spaces can be filled in any order using T, Y and H. Then these 3 spaces should be filled in the same order from when you are reading from the right. And compulsorily this G has to be fixed. This G cannot be moved because you have an odd number of G's. So G should be at the middle. And these 3 spaces can be filled in any order, and these 3 spaces will be automatically determined so that it becomes a palindrome. So 3 alphabets are there. In how many ways can they be interchanged? 3 alphabets can be interchanged among themselves in 3 factorial ways. That is 6 ways. Hence altogether 6 palindromes are possible. Hence option C, 6. Find the number of possible palindromes that can be formed using these alphabets. Now a palindrome is a word whether you read from the left or from the right, the spelling will be the same. Now here altogether 3 X are there and 2 P's are there. And how many such palindromes can be formed? Now you have an odd number of X. Now since you have an odd number of X, 1 X should be at the middle and the middle line should pass through this X. Now remaining 4 alphabets are there. So there will be 2 alphabets on this side of the middle line and 2 alphabets on the other side of the middle line. Now 1 X has already been placed here. Remaining 2 X's are there. So 1 X, if you place it here, then the other X has to be here. 2 P's are there. So if you place 1 P here, then the other P should be here, so that it is a palindrome. So this is a palindrome. How many such palindromes can be formed? Now here you have 2 alphabets. They can be interchanged among themselves in 2 factorial ways. And for each arrangement, these 2 blanks will automatically be determined. So if you fill it as XP, this should also be filled as XP when you read from the right. So for each arrangement of these 2 alphabets, you will get 1 palindrome. So in how many ways can you interchange these 2 alphabets? 2 alphabets among themselves in 2 factorial ways, that is in 2 ways. So altogether 2 palindromes are possible. And this X compulsorily has to be kept at the middle. So these 2 alphabets can be interchanged in 2 factorial ways, that is 2 ways. Hence 2 palindromes are possible, option B. The alphabets of the word date are arranged to form 4-letter words if the results are arranged in ascending order, as in a dictionary. What is the rank of the word date? So in the word date, you have the alphabets D, A, T and E. So altogether 4 alphabets are there. First of all, let us find out the total number of words that are possible. So 4 alphabets are there. They can be interchanged among themselves in 4 factorial ways. 24 words are possible. So what they are asking is, if these 24 words, they are arranged in ascending order like in a dictionary, then what is the rank of the word date, or what is its position? That is, in the list of 24 words, the word date, whether it will be 6th or 7th or 8th or 10th, that is what we need to find out. Now they are arranged in ascending order. So initially you have words that start with A, then you have words that start with D, then E, and finally words that start with T. Now the best way to do such questions is, we'll find out the number of words that will come before the word date. Altogether 24 words are there. How many words will come before the word date? So initially you have words that start with A. So if you fix this A here, the word will start with A, and these 3 blanks you can fill in any order you like. The word will come before DAT because it starts with A. So let us find out the number of words that will start with A. So if you fix A here, this blank can be D, T or E, 3 possible outcomes. Remaining 2, remaining 1. All the 3 blanks are to be filled. So 3 into 2 into 1, altogether 6 words are there that will start with A. And all of them will come before DAT because A is before D. After exhausting all the words that starts with A, then you have words that start with D. Now 6 words gone, so this will be the next word, that is the 7th word. So we'll just complete the 7th word. The first word that starts with D will be DAET. Now this will be the 7th word, and the next word will be DATE. So the word date will be the 8th word. That is, initially words start with A, 6 of them, and the next word will start with D, and the 7th word is obtained as DAET, and the next word will be the 8th word, and that is DATE. So DATE is the 8th word, that is option C. Let me briefly explain how to prepare for your aptitude test. First of all, you need to familiarize yourself with all the questions that have been worked out here. These are the questions that keep on repeating in many of the aptitude tests. After that, you need to attempt practice tests. According to me, you need to attempt at least 10 practice tests before your actual placement test. Here, I will be giving you 10 practice tests, and these practice tests will be ideal for you to improve your test scores. The 10 practice tests are available at a cost of only rupees 200. So all that you need to do is make a payment of rupees 200 either through Google Pay or through Phone Pay or through Paytm, and you will receive the 10 practice tests. The details of the payment comes next.